Miss Transworld's 96 here with another video review. This time we have the Marvel Legends from the Civil War wave, Black Panther. So very exciting, yeah. Let's go over the package real fast. Standard Marvel Legends packaging. Nice picture of Black Panther on the side here. This does seem to just be his normal like concept art that we've seen for quite a while. It doesn't look like they actually printed out a new image or anything like that. On the back, we do have an image of the figure looking quite nice, a very short bio, and the others in the assortment looking like a really nice wave. At the moment, I only have the movie ones. These two are being delivered today. Comic ones, I'm still going to wait and try to find them in stores. Build-A-Figure being Giant Man, very excited to actually build him. Alright, let's go over the actual figure. So this is basically by far the most anticipated figure of this wave. It is the rarest one at the moment, and rightfully so, obviously, him being a new and main character of Civil War, so obviously he would be the most sought after one. Let's go over the actual figure. Detailing is awesome. I mean, first of all, Marvel Legends is known for reusing a lot of parts, of course, in their figures. This is one that doesn't reuse a single part, being that it is a movie costume. It's, very unique, instead of just a comic one where they can reuse bodies and things like that. So, as you can see, detail is wonderful. Just the actual line work in the costume is fantastic, but then you can actually take a close look and realize that there is a full, kind of, textured, almost like checker pattern throughout the entire body. And so even though it may not come across very well when you're just looking at it in person, when you look up close, you can see that there's a fantastic amount of texture detail throughout the entire figure, which is great. Really do love it. And you just have fantastic line work on top of that texture. Really, it's a wonderful sculpt and extremely well detailed. And I think people are going to really notice that. In good light, he definitely looks the best, because sometimes if you have him in an area where it's not super lighted, it just comes across as just a black costume. Of course, with some good light, so you can really get an appreciation for all the wonderful detail that's throughout the costume. The line work on the head does feature a lot of silver detail, which I like a lot. Same thing with the necklace and outlining the bottom of the foot there and things like that, and at the top of the glove area, you can say. I really do like all the silver detailing. The Hot Toys one has gone with more of a kind of like a dark gray instead of silver, which really doesn't look good. I think that the silver that the Marvel Legends one has gone with is not only more accurate, but just looks better in general. And I do like the white eyes, although I believe that the eyes should be silver, if I'm not mistaken. In the movie, they are actually silver. So, but I love the detail. I think it's fantastic, and he looks great. He does come with one accessory other than the Build-A-Figure piece. Comes with an interchangeable head of T'Challa. Is that his name? He's obviously a new character, and the movie's not out, so I haven't seen it, of course. I haven't quite learned the name of Black Panther, or his alter ego, basically. Very nice. Actually, I do like the head sculpt a lot. I do think that it does definitely resemble the actor at the very least, and does look quite nice. The only problem I have with it is on mine, just on his cheek area, has a bit of plastic that's kind of chipped off, I guess. It was like that straight out of the package. It's very annoying, because whenever I put on his head sculpt like this, I always have a tendency to make him look this way, just to hide that little area. So it's very annoying. I feel like I can't pose him this way, because he just looks bad like that. So that's just a very little annoyance, but it is something that I am quite annoyed with. But I think the head sculpt looks nice. When I first saw the images of it, I thought that it probably wouldn't look great on the body, that it would look a little off, but I think it looks really nice. It blends in nicely with the neck. It definitely looks like he's taken off his mask, and it doesn't look like a toy that comes with an extra head that doesn't quite fit on the body. So I am more pleased with this head than I was expecting to be when I first saw the images of this. So very nice, definitely like that a lot. But let's put on the classic Black Panther head and talk about the articulation. Really quick though, with his necklace. Let's focus. It does look very nice. This is actually a separate sculpted piece that's been glued on, I believe. The long nail right here, it is actually, as you can see, a bit pliable, which is a bit annoying, because you don't want to accidentally bend this, because it comes out of the package very straight, it looks perfect, so you definitely don't want to bend it and have it stay in a kind of bent position. But do like the necklace a lot, and it is, very high off the body, which I do like. Alright, going over that articulation, pretty standard for Marvel Legends, although there are a few areas that, there's things to talk about. He has a ball hinge neck, can look up quite far, can look down completely, side to side, of course, really nicely. And you can definitely get him crouched over, doing some kind of like Panther poses. Very nice. I definitely like the neck joint a lot. The shoulders are ball hinge. Now this is what I definitely want to talk about. On this side, as you can see, the arm comes down to the body. This is as far into the body as it gets, which is annoying that it is kind of off the body a bit. But what's even more annoying is on this side, it's even more off the body, and this is as far in as it goes, which is so annoying. And when you look down here, there's no more joint that there's no further that the joint can move, yet it still sits off the body even further than this side, which is super annoying. I don't really understand it. Maybe it's just on my copy of the figure, but it's very strange because it's not like the joint's stuck. There's no more joint to go, so I don't know why the this arm sits slightly closer to the body than this one. It's very annoying, but just in general, his arms, he does have that kind of bowing off from his body, which isn't good. Would have really liked it if his arms can lay more flat to his sides rather than being bowed out so much. Also, this is just something that's on mine, I'm sure. With this joint, it obviously does articulate, but it takes a lot more force to move it to actually use the hinge than it does on this side. But that's just probably a problem that's exclusive on my figure. He has a swivel bicep, double hinge elbows. If you can get them both hinged as far as they go, this is as far. Pretty nice. The joint is a little bit more soft than I would have preferred, but nothing too bad. He has really nice ball hinge wrists that can hinge in and out an extreme amount, and for a character like this, that's definitely quite necessary. Do like the way that his hands are sculpted. Very nice. I do love those kind of claw expression with the hands there. He has an ab crunch, which goes down an extremely far amount, and it can go out or back quite far as well, which is nice. Swivel at the thigh, which really interesting though, is it's not just a plain swivel, it kind of clicks into certain places, like that's a click, that's a click, that's a click. Usually with the thigh swivels, they just swivel freely, but this one is kind of like on clicks, which is quite strange, but it is still nice. Ball hinge, or just ball jointed thighs with a thigh swivel, double hinge knees, and hinge pivoting ankles. The hinge works really nicely. It goes out pretty far, but what's great is it can hinge up very far. Really do like that a lot, and obviously it does have a pivot. So articulation on Black Panther is fantastic, definitely to the Marvel Legends standard, and with a character like Black Panther, very dynamic and can be put in some really cool poses using this articulation. So I am quite happy with the level of articulation that this figure has. So this is a great figure from the wave. I don't have the others yet. The Iron Man and Captain America should be here quite soon, so I'll be able to compare him to Panther here. But I really do like this figure a lot. Fantastic detail throughout it, and again with Marvel Legends, sometimes it gets a little boring buying like repaints or repaints with slightly different parts or things like that. But this is a completely new figure, which does make it fresh and interesting, and based off of a new and really awesome character. So there you go. That's my review of the Marvel Legends from the Civil War wave Black Panther. Thanks so much for watching.